Welcome back. We are here with part 7 of Eliza's Reign, and she is dancing. So, today we are going to work on the boys' aspirations. So, if you'll remember, Seth has the Master of Mischief aspiration, and Leto has the Nerd Brain aspiration. So, those will be the things that we're working on. And I'm just checking on Eliza. I think that she's fine for right now. We're going to have some more stuff happening with her soon. I did drop off Simon's urn at the graveyard in between videos here. I did have to move some stuff around in the mausoleum because there really wasn't enough room for the Sims to walk by when I put the pedestals next to each other, so I did scoot them over a bit, but you'll see that later when we go there for the next Remembrance Day. Okay, so we are going to start with Seth, and he's invited over. Oh shoot, what did that say? One of the triplets he's invited over. So he wants to be disliked by 2 Sims. You invited someone home from school, so let's get started on that here. So I gave, is that Mikel Jr.? A little makeover. It might be LJ, I'm really not sure. They all look the same, they're triplets. um, I did give them all little makeovers, like very low effort makeovers. We're only putting a lot of effort into the makeovers for the royal family. But these two are going to start, getting feisty with each other, monkeying around, teasing each other. Although the triplet seems to enjoy the mischief stuff, so that's pretty interesting. But that's not what we're going for, so we're going to have to venture into mean territory. But anyway, also I want them to get their homework done. So there is that. And Reliana is done with her childhood aspirations. We're not going to give her another one. And then Eliza is just hanging out, drawing some pictures. Our butler is so unproductive. Okay, also they're fighting. Actually, that ruined it because they're fighting, but it doesn't count as someone disliking him because they skipped dislike and went straight to like hate. So this vampire came to our door, so let's get her to dislike him. Like, you were coming to suck my blood? Excuse me? Do you know who I am? I'm the crown prince of this kingdom. So, um, he's going to get her to dislike him. I'm just trying to figure out what I can do here. But we will get that. And then it's getting kind of late, so tomorrow we'll invite over some people to continue this downward trend. So, I think Eliza probably found the butler who was outside probably told Eliza about Seth fighting in the front yard, and Eliza is probably not happy about that. So, she's a single mom right now, so she's really gotta keep a close eye on her kids and really try and figure out, if they're all coping well and stuff. I mean, their father did die recently, so I think that she's trying to keep an eye on them to make sure that they're adjusting well and, dealing with what's to come. But at the same time, she also wants Seth to become a good king in the future. So she's concerned by any behavior, especially from Seth, that is, acting out. Also, this is glitching, and it takes me a really long time to figure that out. I did go to a forum, and somebody said that it stopped working for them after getting cottage living, so I'm really not sure what's going on with that, but no one can build a rocket ship in my household suddenly, so that's not good. And it takes me a really long time to figure out what to do here. I'll keep clicking on it over and over and over again, but I do end up just cheating the rocket ship complete because what Leto needs to do is either upgrade or launch the rocket 5 times. So we'll complete the rocket using a cheat and then have him do upgrades on it. So that'll work out. But yes, I keep clicking on it and I'm like, why? Why are you doing this to me? So I did spend some time on the internet trying to figure it out, and it seems like I'm not the only one having this problem, but also there's no real solution. So if you have a solution, please let me know. But this is just what we're going to have to do for now. So also, Reliana, for some reason, has so many days off of school. It's not like she's sick or anything, but it keeps saying day off in the job panel there. But I'm going to have Eliza go and check on the money trees. The boys are at school. We are focusing on the boys today, so we're just going to skip ahead. They're coming home from school. Leto is really tense. Won't do anything. He's so tense. I'm trying to get him to learn rocket skill because I read that you have to get to level 1 in order to build the rocket, but that also was not our problem, so you can just ignore that. But it is something that I'm trying. And then we're going to invite over Generation 3 in order to get some people who will be around for Seth to get to dislike him. That is so counterintuitive. Anyway, we don't have that many teens yet, and I was kind of hesitating on picking on children at first. But so we're going to go after another one of the triplets. So we'll do that. I think Eliza's probably having a talk with Seth right now. Like, okay, I know that things have been hard lately, but I really, need you to remember that, your position and that you have an image to maintain. And if you go around creating enemies, it's going to be hard to be king when these people are the nobility. Like, Mikhail Jr. is going to become the Duke of the Griffin Duchy. So you can't be a monarch if all of the nobility hates you. That's they're just gonna overthrow you. You can't do that. So he's like, yeah, 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 okay. And then he goes outside and starts another fight. I think that's Xander. Gosh, I cannot tell these triplets apart to save my life. Anyway, he wants to now get to a higher level of mischief and go on the computer and do mischief stuff 3 times. So we're going to troll the forums and do that. So I'm going to queue up 3 of those so that he can do that 3 times. And we'll head back over to Seth, for who some reason cannot stop being tense. So I'm going to take that away from him. He needs to do his homework. He needs to read the rocket ship book, which isn't going to help us. That sink is filthy. Our butler doesn't do anything. So what I did was I fired our butler, and then I hired a maid. The maid came and didn't do anything either. So now I'm going to hire a butler as well. So we have a gardener, a maid, and a butler coming by. It's fine. It's totally fine. So that's what's going on there. I couldn't find the book, so I bought a new one, and there is the book on the floor. Anyway, you read that book, and then we'll still have problems. It's, what are you going to do? So that's what's going on there with him. Everybody's hanging out. Seth is trolling the forums, except for some reason it's just taking a really long time, that last one. The other 2 went by pretty quickly, and then all of a sudden this one is taking forever. And then we're just checking the calendar. Nothing's really going on for a while. It's Love Day today, which didn't go well because literally nobody is in a relationship. Nobody. Maybe I should put watch romantic TV on there as well. But anyway, Eliza doesn't have a romantic relationship, and then the boys don't either. And then Liliana is not part of this. But there's not even enough teenagers for me to start assigning romance. But they are starting to age up a little by little, so hopefully we can start going around and doing that. That'll be good. And yeah, he's still taking forever with that. But we are going to also continue to upgrade the rocket, as you can see here. Yeah, still not doing the thing. Okay. So it's also now Cordelia Day, so happy Cordelia Day. We need to drink and be merry. So I'm just going to have Eliza be thankful to Reliana. I guess Reliana doesn't have to be thankful, even though she can. She doesn't have to. Weird. Anyway, then I will have the boys also be thankful. And also, he wants to torment children. So let's do that. He wants to do pranks. Yeah, 10 pranks. So let's start pranking the children. Also, we have to be thankful for the holiday, so let's just do that really quickly. And we'll just go around pranking the kids, pranking the toilets, blah, blah, blah. It'll give our butler stuff to do. And there we go. Okay, Leto has also done the holiday by being thankful to Eliza. And yeah, I think he has to go back to the rocket ship now. It takes a long time to do rocket ship upgrades. Really does. But anyway, yes, moving back to Seth, who is making a prank call. Has pranked a few toilets. We're going to queue up a few more, but apparently for some reason it's like not counting all the time. I think you have to do it based on lot. Like the next part of it says prank a sink at 3 different lots. So anyway, that's a later us problem. And we are going to have him again torment the children. And that's going to get us to 10 here. So that's good. And I think Eliza's like sitting in the room like, seriously, why is my son acting out? Um, so I think that she, Eliza's probably just like wishing that everything would just work out because it's a lot. I mean, she's dealt with a lot so far and she's still dealing with a lot. And I mean, to be fair to Seth, he's dealing with a lot too. His father just died. It's a big deal. So I think maybe he is feeling a little lost, but also he's evil. So maybe he found himself and now he feels free to be as evil as he wants to be. So now he wants to do voodoo on someone, and of course, it's not in the catalog. And also, even though you're supposed to be able to order it online, I can't order it online, which is so unfair. I don't know why my game is doing this to me. So he does have the mischief skill for it too. So I don't know what the deal is. So I'm just gonna go into debug and go get it in just a second after I look and look and look and can't find it. Ah, who knows? Maybe I just totally overlooked it. But then I was like, oh wait, I have basemental drugs. So maybe we should order some like cigarettes or something. So I think that, having spent all this time on like the dark web for his mischief stuff, maybe he starts getting into some questionable things. He starts being like, oh well, I'm gonna try this and do this and whatever. And um yeah, so I think that it's a slippery slope. Don't do drugs, kids. So we are going to start to ruin his life. Let's buy a huge bag. Also, we get the voodoo doll, but on top of that, we get a lot of things that you should not have. So, yeah, I have trouble picking it up for some reason. So anyway, we're going to do this, and he is going to start using and smoking and stuff. And I think that you know, things are not turning out well. So I'm gonna have Eliza go and catch him smoking. So we'll send her into that room, and actually, there's like an automatic reaction as well to that kind of stuff. Little dialogue boxes will pop up in the notifications, being like, "What are you doing? I can't believe you're smoking. You're not old enough to do that." Blah blah blah. She gets mad. So, I mean, obviously, mom thinks. She's like, what is happening? My son is going off the rails here. It's just totally out of control now. And she's like, what are you doing? She starts yelling at him. She gets a moodlet that she's mad about it. And they start yelling at each other. And she's like, are you kidding me? And he is high as a kite because I also gave him some pill. So anyway, he breaks out the voodoo doll and he's like, you know what? I'm gonna bind the voodoo doll to my mom and I'm gonna make sure she can't keep yelling at me for doing drugs. So he takes it out and he like keeps doing stuff to it, but he's not that good at it yet. So he just kind of like makes her emotions all over the place, which does not help with her, like does not prevent her from yelling at him. So she is still furious and she says, you better stop doing that or I'm gonna you know, send you to rehab or something. And, of course, it's just a total disaster. So, anyway, then he's like, go ahead and pulls out another cigarette. So, anyway, Eliza is pissed. Seth is doing drugs. And Leto is still building his rocket ship. He's been building it the whole time. So, anyway, that's where we're going to wrap up. We're going to head into screenshots, and Seth is kind of, showing his evil ways. So, hopefully, he can get back on the straight and narrow, but we'll have to see what happens. And Eliza is going to do her best to help her son, and, you know, he's going to be king one day, so we're going to have to figure this out. So, I will catch you guys in the next one.